So I think the seed was sown when I was in school. I used to have a lot of cultural activities like fancy dress competitions and drama and poem recitation debates in school. So I remember growing up, um, my family and I used to watch a lot of movies together. It was like our way of spending time with each other. So every fancy dress competition, I used to pick a character from my most favorite film. So this one time I was Charlie Chaplin. This one time I was there's a musical called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I was the doll from the musical. And this one time there's another very iconic TV show in India called Jassi Jaisi Koi Nahi. So I played the character of Jassi for one of my fancy dress competitions. And then I actually forgot about it. I just really enjoyed being on stage and going for these debates and competitions, and it really gave me a sense of power to be on stage. And I used to really enjoy it, but I never thought I would take it up professionally. So I was very academically driven, doing my studies and graduating and stuff like that. And in my final year of graduation, I was majoring in advertising, and I had a subject called understanding cinema, and that just reopened that box for me,
Right.
where I had to explore films from all over the world because that was a part of my curriculum. So initially it was forceful, but once I entered that world, there was no looking back. So I ended up watching, like, if I had to pick three films out of four for the sake of my college, I ended up like watching all 10. And then that just started this whole new world of watching films constantly. And I just found myself really happy when I was watching and just performing even in my room. So I thought maybe I could try this professionally. And I was very practical. I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. And luckily, I think that was the onset of social media also in my country. So I started getting messages. I started seeing them on Facebook. There used to be this thing called casting groups. So I used to go and see what auditions are happening, and I realized that it's not very far away from my house. So I started going for these ad auditions, and I bagged the first ad audition I went for. And those 2 days on set just like made me realize that this is exactly what I want to do. There's nothing that I can do that can make me even closely as happy as what I'm doing right now. And by God's grace, after that, I kept giving auditions and I got to work with some amazing people. I even auditioned for this project, Bandish Bandits, with Casting Day. And I'm so happy that I finally got this project. I'd actually met my director at a production house for another ad. And I told him that, I'm such a big fan of yours because you've done a lot more work as an actor and a director. And I went back home and I told my parents that, I hope I get to work with him one day. And within 2 months I got to sign the contract for the show. So it was actually quite beautiful, the journey.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Yeah.
when I'm not acting, I really enjoy baking. I've even since we're under lockdown here in India, so in the past few months I've been baking a lot. I also enjoy writing and watching content again. Like, I think I've entered that world all over again, gotten a lot more time from work. So been watching a lot of shows, a lot of films, playing board games with my family, and just exploring that side of spending some time with myself, doing a lot of thinking. So yeah.